Man United were handed TWOE expectational allowances by the Premier League, which saved them from breaking PSR rules after Everton and Forest faced points deductions. Man United have made 2 signings this summer, spending around £86 million. Joshua Zirkzee joined the club from Bologna, while Lainery Euro arrived from Lille. Several clubs have been fighting to comply with PSR over the past 2 seasons. A football finance expert believes Manchester United were close to breaching the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, PSR, last season, but managed to comply with the top flight's restrictions thanks to 2 exceptional allowances. Everton were twice sanctioned by the Premier League for falling foul of their financial restrictions and were deducted a total of 8 points for 2 separate charges. Nottingham Forest were also handed a 4-point penalty for admitting a breach of the league's rules. PSR has caused chaos in the top flight and has seen academy graduates sold between clubs at high prices in order to adhere to the regulations. The rules require clubs to report only a certain amount of losses across a 3-year period, up to June 30th. Clubs are not able to lose more than £105 million over a 3-year period, which equates to £35 million each year. Man United have undergone a period of significant change in the last 12 months. The arrival of new minority owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos has seen the British billionaire shake things up at Old Trafford, from board level right down to matchday staff. United have already been active in the transfer market, having signed Lainery Euro and Joshua Zirkzee already this summer at a combined cost of around £86 million. United are also undergoing a £50 million training ground refurbishment, and there has been much talk that the club could build a new 100,000-seat stadium. But according to football finance expert Stefan Borson, United came close to breaching PSR last season. United is very interesting because we do have quite a lot of information about United because of their quarterly report in the US, and so we know that they've told us that the end-of-year results will have a £660 million top line and about £140 million EBITDA. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization, Borson told TalkSport. It also tells us certain things about their costs. The bottom line is when you drag that down on the 3-year assessment, United would have failed PSR for the season just gone, save for 2 things. 1, they were given, it appears, an exceptional allowance of £40 million for COVID in 2022, which no other club had. The most any other club had was about £1 million in that year. We don't know how they got it. On top of that, it seems they've been given allowance for around £35 million of exceptional costs relating to the share sale to Ineos CEO Sir Jim Ratcliffe, which, to be honest, the Glazers should have paid that themselves anyway, given they were the main beneficiary. But we know from the numbers that it was £35 million, and the only way in which they can make the 23-24 PSR numbers, and this is not just my view but the view of multiple people who run the numbers, is by having these allowances. Questions have been raised over United's £40 million COVID allowance in recent days, with another football finance expert, Kieran Maguire, taking to X to explain the fund. Having investigated the matter, he explained on X, "I've been asked by a few people to investigate £40 million COVID allowance that Man United have in 2021-22 accounts. Have spoken to senior sources at club elsewhere. The reasons are 1, cancellation of summer 2021 tour, 2, bad debts caused by commercial partner insolvency, 3, club unable to fulfill sponsorship partner obligations in summer 2021, and 4, broadcaster rebates Premier League and UEFA. It appears that some sponsors failed to meet payments during the pandemic, while the cancellation of their summer tour also meant United also missed out on a big chunk of revenue during the off-season." Maguire added, because United are listed on the New York Stock Exchange, has to disclose more information than other clubs, many of whom have COVID claims but not shown in accounts. Conclusion: no corruption from PL. Man United are one of few clubs in the world who are listed on a global stock exchange, along with the likes of Juventus and Borussia Dortmund. There are several other clubs around the league who are still under scrutiny from PSR, including Leicester. The Foxes could face sanctions next season after they were charged in March for falling foul of the rules in relation to the 2022-23 season, where they suffered relegation to the Championship. Newcastle are another side who have been working to avoid a financial sanction and are looking to raise more capital to ensure they meet the requirements of the regulations. The Magpies had been looking to raise their cash stocks ahead of the June 30th deadline, while trying to make signings in the transfer market. Eddie Howe's side found an immediate solution to their PSR woes after they sold Yankuba Minteg to Brighton and Elliot Anderson to Forest. Man City are currently locked in a legal battle with the Premier League over the 115 alleged charges of breaching the English top flight's financial rules. While no specific date for the highly anticipated trial to take place, an initial hearing could take place in November and last up to 6 weeks. Clubs have also voted in favour of replacing PSR from the 2025-26 season and will instead implement squad cost control regulations. These will limit clubs to spending 85% of their total revenue on wages, transfers and agent fees.